Hey there. So I'm just reporting in. I am definitely going to do another case with this game. So I think there's just so much to this, with every character being different, every case being different, things of that nature. So a couple of thoughts. I did take a peek at all the different cup decks, and there's a few that just really jumped out at me. The first one is this Renee Benson, whoever she's. Let me back up a second. I was told that Axel Murdoch and Rice Murdoch, these are the Sadler brothers. So this is Adam and Brady. I don't know which one's which. I don't know their pictures that well, but anyways, I think this one would be Adam and that one's Brady. But anyways. The mystery is solved there. They are made to look like the Miami Vice people, but that's the reason why they don't look like the Miami Vice people, because they look like the Sadler brothers. So that mystery is solved. And then somebody else said that this guy here, Earl Thompson, they think it's from the movie Seven, and so he should be from that movie. I did not actually see Seven, or if I did, I don't remember it. So that would explain why I couldn't identify that one. But keep them coming, folks. Also, a thought crossed my mind that I may have gotten this one wrong. I think this one, I said Leslie Nielsen, but I really think this is the Dragnet reference. Just the facts, ma'am. And it's that guy. The Lester Nelson sort of made me think Leslie Nielsen, but I don't think they do. It's always showing his badge, and if you read his skills, I really think this is a Dragnet reference. So please let me know your thoughts. I do find it fun, and I'm glad that some of you are finding it fun as well. Now, back to this. Remember, we lost because these crimes just kept popping up, and there was just like almost like an avalanche effect. Well, I want to introduce you to this one. She gets to place a hacking token in any space on the board. Then she gets to encounter anything that's near that hacking token. So she could literally sit in City Hall and put hacking tokens somewhere on the board and just encounter them and basically arrest, bust that criminal. So she doesn't have to get in a police car and chase them all across the map. So that power alone. And then if you get into her cards, she's got even more power that goes with it. She can even move those hacking tokens. So after she places them, they move around the map for her. Super powerful. And in my opinion, she could easily win a mission like this. Because of the nature of this particular boss, I think she's well suited for dealing with it. Now, she only has 8 stress. So I think that's fair because of her power there. She needs to be able to mitigate that stress because she doesn't move, right? So every turn she can choose not to move and instead heal 1 stress. So I think it's a very well-developed character, and it's super different than the one we did. And I really believe that this character alone could have won that last mission we just did. So remember, we were speculating that when we were playing this, and I just wanted to confirm for you that I'm feeling quite confident that the choice of character for the mission really does make a difference. Now, that doesn't mean this last guy wasn't fun or challenging, but if you're worried about it just being impossible or something like that, just read that there and trust me, these let you move them around. See, you can encounter a target near a hacking token. You may choose the approach, meaning that you can be any of the 3 approaches. Place a hacking token in any space on the board, then place 2 progress on every crime that's near it. So you just, boom, you automatically get progress. So she can do that without even moving. So very powerful character. In fact, she might even be one of my favorites now that I, now that I had a chance to study them. Another really good one is this Fargo lady, Mallory Dawson. She does have just regular encounters, but she does a lot of stuff with hunches. So she has a way to just acquire a mass amount of hunches, which can help make things go away. And then she can discard them and she can actually do one move for each one she discards. So she has like a big hunch machine going on where she's collecting a bunch of hunches, and then she can discard them to do various powers. But the other one that I really wanted to point out was the RoboCop lady, Meryl Jones. She seems quite powerful as well. She is a stress monger. So here you can see she can go up to 12 stress, and that sounds like it's really cool. But she has like all these skills and abilities that if she's over 5 or 6 stress, she gets a bonus. So she's trying to constantly give herself stress and then remove it later. So she performs better under high stress. But obviously you don't want to go over your stress limit, so then she has ways to reduce it. So she plays a big stress game, and the reason why I thought she was helpful is, you know, here you can see she gains extra dice if she has 5 or more stress. There was a reason. Give me a second. You get to exhaust 2 crime cards in your crime area. Now, an exhaust simply means you tap it. And I know I'm not supposed to use the word tap because it's copyrighted or whatever, but it just means you turn it sideways. And so when a crime is exhausted, all it does when you activate the crime step is you just reorient it back up, and it doesn't actually, you don't do the action that's on it. And so she's able to exhaust 2 of her crime cards. Then for every ready crime card in an area, each cop may choose to either discard a stress, gain a hunch, or you can place 1 progress on that crime. So if I had like 4 or 5 crimes, I can exhaust 2 of them and put a progress on the other 3 without even moving. So that was the thing I wanted to point out. She's got ability to really do a lot of cool stuff, and she would have also made this mission, in my opinion, quite a bit easier. Now, that's not to say that if we do these other cases and missions, you know, this guy might actually have an advantage over them. But given the thing that was, let's face it, what killed us in this? It was that Slade Harper's deck of constantly having crime after crime after crime coming out. And then they would just start generating influence. And once they got 3, he got one of them, right? That was what killed us. It was just like this snowball that was just growing bigger and bigger. Well, it's real easy to deal with that snowball when you don't have to get in a cop car and spend 2 turns just moving across the map, right? Now, I could have ditched my cop car to move instantaneously across the map, maybe a little earlier. I mean, there's, I think, things I could have done to make this character win, but this character has a lower margin of error. Let's put it that way. I hope you can agree with me on that. That you have a lower margin of error with this than you would with some of these other characters I had just pointed out. So, so it brings me back to an excitement level for this game, because I was very frustrated with this particular mission, and I thought, even if I played this guy 4 or 5 times in a row, I might still lose. And that's a reality with this. But I now realize that there are certain cops that if I pick them, I think this game would play very differently, because those cops play so very differently. And they have strengths in their deck that mitigates what this guy's trying to do to us. So, so what am I trying to say 8 minutes in? Number 1, this game has a lot of variety to it. And number 2, I was going to redo the same mission, because, you know, I'm one of those people, it's like a puzzle, right? I failed to solve the puzzle, now I want to try it again. I might do that, and if you see me do that, I would switch to these other, these other characters. But what I'm really thinking of doing is let's just try a different case and a different gangster. Because I think the reason a lot of you are watching these videos is you want to get a feel for what this game's about. And I don't think you necessarily want me to do the same mission over and over again and see if I can win. So there's, as you can see over there, tons of other cases and gangsters we can choose from. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick a new one, and we're just going to roll with it. So if anybody has any requests, be sure to add it to the comments. It might be a bit of a delay before I can do this again. My son has a track meet today, and they take forever. They really do. I mean, it's not that I have anything against track, but man, oh man, these events take forever. And I'm going to get home at an hour where I can maybe start playing this, but I wouldn't be able to finish. although the rounds, once you know what you're doing, take only 5 or 6 minutes. Let me see what I can do. I can't promise anything, but I definitely have time this weekend to get stuff going. So anyways, that's my update there. I think I might move up to 2 characters, just because then we can get a nice feel for 2 characters. I think I can manage 2. I really am at a point where I want to manage 4, but on the video, I know people don't understand this, but when you're recording, it really does distract you from playing the game. It's really hard sometimes to record and play at the same time, because some of this stuff requires some strategic thinking, and sometimes I just need to shut up so I can think through what I want to do next. But I'm not doing that because I'm talking to a camera, so I'm diverting my mental energy away, and the way it manifests for me, and a lot of you who've watched a lot of my videos know this, I miss details. So I either miss details in the rule book, or I'm missing details on the card, and I forget that a so-and-so has a certain ability. I assure you that when this camera comes off and I'm playing these games by myself, I don't miss as much detail. Now, I guess someone could argue that I don't realize I missed the detail until someone points it out to me, and that might be a fair assessment. But I don't think it's as big, and I could be wrong, but I really feel strongly about that. I'm not intimidated by the fact that I make mistakes and people point it out. I'm actually quite happy because it shows people are interactive and involved. So no worries there. There's no ego problem on that front. Sometimes I disagree with people on how to interpret cards, but that's true all the time. And sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong in that regard. Who cares? Sometimes I do understand what the rules say, but I don't find it fun. And so that's really where it gets hard for me, because I prefer to play it the fun way than the rules way, and some people have real big issues with that. But I try to point that out if it ever happens. So anyways, back to this. I'm thinking we're going to do a new case and a new criminal. Or maybe we could do the same case with a different criminal. I mean, that's the part that's really weird about this is, and the Sadler brothers really, touted about was, this is so modular, and they're right. You really could have, this girl be kidnapped and it'd be a completely different criminal, and it's going to play like a completely different game, even though it's still the same overlying case. Oh, excuse me, just yawning. So very good. Feel free to put your comments in. Obviously, if I've started the next video, your comments aren't going to be as important. So understand that. If you ask me, what I really want to do is just pick a different character who I think is going to be stronger suited to win this, and then play the same case and criminal again. And so that's my debate. And anyways, I just spent 13 minutes deliberating over it. So that's enough torture for you. So yes, another one's coming soon. Use this time between now and when I actually have time to record to let me know your thoughts. And this is so far this has been a very fun game, to the point that I'm debating these things and trying to decide what I want to do next and all that other stuff. I mean, that part is a very fun thing for me. I think learning these different characters, what they do, is also fun. And this reminds me a lot like Marvel Legendary meets Eldritch Horror. I'm not kidding about that. I mean, it seems like it's a mishmash of the two concepts. And I actually like both of those games quite a lot, in fact. So, but yes, that's what it's feeling like to me. The modular decks are very Marvel Legendary-ish. And actually, I'm enjoying this game enough that I actually want to seriously consider Street Masters. I know it's not a cheap game to pick up, but I'm all of a sudden very interested in that one. because of how much I like this one. Which I'm sure if the Sadler brothers ever watch this, they're saying, ha ha ha, that was part of the plan all along. So anyways, thank you for watching. Stay awesome and stay tuned. New one's coming soon.